Yo, what's up guys, it's Pedro here. So today we have a video on the Redskins possibly being interested in trading back. If you guys are new, subscribe for Redskins and NFL content. So let's get right into it. So real quick guys, I got a sponsor. Check them out real quick in the description. It's gaming stuff, so use code HTTR for 10% off, and that's in the description. Go check it out. Let's get into it. So, Jason Lock 4 reported about the Redskins having increased interest in trading down. So, there's about a 6-minute video about him talking about it, and I'll have the link in the description along with my sponsor. But so he pretty much said if enough is offered, the Redskins will consider trading back. So kind of like an RG3 type haul, like they got that we traded for to get the number 2 pick in 2012 to get RG3. So that was about 3 first-round picks in all separate years. So, and then yeah, they've been increasingly open to trading back. And guys, remember, these could all be smoke screens. It's really hard to believe anything you hear at this point. It's just kind of going off what we heard before free agency started and stuff like that. I do think we should stay put and take Chase Young, but I think if the offer is there, we should consider it. And in a couple minutes, I'm going to be talking about what player the Redskins want if they do not get Chase Young at 2. So let's say the Redskins trade back and get a number, they get with the Dolphins, right? They get the number 5 pick, number 18 pick, a 2nd round pick, and a 4th round pick. I think that would be tempting for the Redskins. They do have a lot of holes to fill, whether it be tight end. You might still want a receiver to pair with Terry. You definitely need a left tackle, maybe even a right tackle, and cornerback is still not strong, and you also don't have any elite players at linebacker. So that is probably why they are considering trading down. But also, I do think there's still an 80-90% chance they're taking Chase Young, but they're stirring up the pot, trying to get interest from other teams, because first there's kind of the Tua smoke screen. Now they're just saying they might trade down, so other teams are tempted, like the Dolphins, to trade up. I think that they really want to stay put at 2 and take Chase Young, but they're trying to get interest for that number 2 pick, and if they get enough interest where they get 3 first-round picks or something crazy like that, then I think they'll consider trading it. And Jason Lockenfora in the video, like I said, I'll have it in the description, he said that the player that they would be interested in taking, if let's say they trade with the Dolphins to number 5, the player that they are very, very, very interested in is Clemson linebacker Isaiah Simmons. The reason, obviously, he's a great player, can line up in the edge, can play linebacker, can all positions on in the linebacking core, and also can play cornerback and safety. Not much cornerback, but mostly safety. So he can play a few different positions on the field. So he's valuable, and he's pretty good at each position. And the Redskins linebacking core isn't that great, and he also could help out on the edge. Let's say Ryan Kerrigan. Our edge rushers are Sweat, Kerrigan, and Ryan Anderson. So let's say Kerrigan's taking a breather because he's getting older, then you can put Isaiah Simmons down there on the edge. He had 7 sacks last year, 3 interceptions. We'll go through their draft profiles, the 3 players that I'm thinking that we could go for. So I do think that Isaiah Simmons does make sense for the Redskins if they are willing to trade back. It's just you really, really do not want. I know if we do trade out the number 2 pick that the Lions will most likely take Chase Young. But imagine they don't take Chase Young, and if the Giants take Chase Young at 4, that would just be terrible. Having Chase Young play against an angry Chase Young playing against the Redskins twice a year, that would not be good in my opinion. I just honestly don't want to take that risk because Chase Young 2 times a year against us, really angry Chase Young because we passed up on him because he wants to be a Redskins. He grew up in Maryland, was a Redskins fan his whole life, or at least liked the Redskins, so he wants to be a part of our franchise, and if we pass up on him, he will be really, really, really mad, and I don't think that's a good idea. So let's try to take Chase Young at 2. But if we get 3 first-round picks and a second, then which I don't think we will get, but if we do, then I'm probably going to do that because you can get, let's go through some of the players. So at 5, you could go for, obviously, Isaiah Simmons if you want, or you could go for, at the O-line, I'd rather go, or let's go 5, I would go for either Simmons or Okudah. If Miami's trading with you at number 2, Isaiah Simmons and Jeffrey Okudah are guaranteed to be there because you got Joe Burrow number 1, Tua Tagovailoa at 2, and then the Lions will take Chase Young at 3, and then at 4, the Giants can either take Jeffrey Okudah or Isaiah Simmons, so you'll get one of the two at 5. And then at that 18 pick, depending on what you do with that 5 pick, you can go for Mekhi Becton, who's a great offensive lineman out of Louisville, like 360, 370 pounds, really tall, but he is fast. And then you got Andrew Thomas from Georgia, left tackle, also would be good. And you got Jedrick Wills, who I do think the Giants are going to consider taking at number 4. So he will probably not be there, or you got Tristan Wirfs. One of those 4 will guaranteed be there at 18 because 4 left tackles or 4 offensive linemen will not be taken before that. And then also, if you really want to, I would not advise this because this receiving class is super deep. But if you really want to, you got at 18, you probably can't get some of these, but you can probably get one of these: CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, and also Justin Jefferson. One of those guys will be there available at 18. So those are, and then cornerback Okudah at 5, or CJ Henderson later in the round. I think all of those guys are great, but I do think Chase Young is just too good to pass up on. His draft grade is the highest this year. Like, he's the safest pick by far, and in my opinion, you just can't pass up on a guaranteed, like, he's the closest thing to a guaranteed Pro Bowler you can get. Might even make the Pro Bowl this year. So let's look at these guys right here. So Jeffrey Okudah, 7.15 draft grade, really good. 6'1", 205 pounds, so very good size for a cornerback. Ran a 4.48 at the combine, 11 bench press reps, and 41 inches on the vertical jump. He's the best corner in my opinion, and he would fill up that cornerback hole that we have immediately, and he would be great. I think it's just that who would be moved out, because obviously Kendall Fuller is definitely gonna play next year for us, and he's gonna start. And then you'll see, is Jimmy Moreland getting kicked out? Is Ronald Darby, Fabian Moreau? One of those guys is gonna get kicked out. But I do think Jeffrey Okudah is the best cornerback, and in my opinion, if we go back and trade back and get the 5th overall pick, I'd rather have Jeffrey Okudah than Isaiah Simmons. So Jeffrey Okudah last year had 2 forced fumbles, 30 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 9 pass deflections. Really didn't get targeted that much because he's an elite corner. But yeah, 7.15 grade if you want to see how they grade. It's Pro Bowl talent right away, or Pro Bowl talent. And Chase Young is a perennial All-Pro, so he's up there. Chase Young's too good to pass up on. So next prospect that I was talking about earlier is Isaiah Simmons. So Pro Bowl talent, just like Jeffrey Okudah. He obviously can be an All-Pro. 6'4", 238 pounds, huge guy, can play linebacker, safety, and come off the edge too. Ran a 4.39 40-yard dash, which is insane for a linebacker. That's faster than most running backs in this draft. 39 vertical jump, 132-inch broad jump. Crazy talent. The only thing that concerns me with Isaiah Simmons is obviously you like positional versatility, but he doesn't have a defined position. Yes, he's mostly a linebacker, but he plays a bunch of positions, and that kind of concerns me if he's truly elite at linebacker, whatever position. I do still think he's one of the better players in this draft, but I do think out of the players that we might possibly take at either Jeffrey Okudah, Chase Young, and Isaiah Simmons, I think Isaiah Simmons has the highest chance to bust out of those 3. I don't think he will bust, but I think out of those 3, that he has the highest potential to bust just because he doesn't have a specific position that he's playing. So last player that we'll take a look at is Mekhi Becton, freak of nature. He's from Virginia, 6'7", 364 pounds, and junior from Louisville, and 5.1 40-yard dash, which is insane for an offensive lineman of that weight and height. That is crazy. And yeah, his grade, year one quality starter, and that's what we need. If Trent Williams is gone, we can plug this guy in, Mekhi Becton, and he can immediately start for us and at least be decent and potentially be a perennial Pro Bowl to All-Pro tackle. One of these guys, either you can say Mekhi Becton, Jedrick Wills, Andrew Thomas, or Tristan Wirfs will be there at 18 if we trade with the Dolphins. And I think at minimum, if we're trading back, if we're trading back with the Dolphins, at minimum, we need to get the 5th pick, 18, and a 2nd round pick. That's minimum. I'm really thinking get 5, 18, their 2nd round pick this year, and a 3rd rounder, because they have so many picks. So I think we need to try to get everything we can away from them. And hopefully some draft buzz comes out that the Lions are going to take Tua, so that they probably won't. They're not going to take Tua, but if there's some buzz out, then maybe the Dolphins will be desperate to trade with us, and they'll give us 3 first-round picks. Best case scenario, guys, though, it's not going to happen, but is that we trade with the Lions and they trade up with us, or we somehow get behind the Lions and maybe get a 3rd or 4th round pick, but still end up with Chase Young. But that's not going to happen. They're going to take whoever is available, whether it be Jeffrey Okudah or Isaiah Simmons at number 3. I do not think they're going to take Tua. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, take a look down in the description for the sponsor. They're a really good gaming company, and use code HTTR, all caps, for 10% off your purchase. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace.